Hello, sweet friends. What's up? Welcome back to today's video. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to talk some makeup today, specifically bronzers, because y'all know you're in the know. I mean, you can't not be in the know that so many liquid bronzers have dropped. Now, I initially planned on doing a video for each of these, but honestly, with the frequency that I have been posting, I knew that wasn't going to be possible. So we're going to round up all three of these bad boys in one video. Let's put these on. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about which one I love most, because I think you're going to actually be very surprised. So if you're interested in the Makeup by Mario newest Soft Sculpt bronzer, that gel bronzer, the Saie bronzer, and the Caliray Sundrip bronzer, there's so much going on here, then just stay tuned because we're going to talk through the details of all three of these. So let's start off with the one that's probably the most right now hyped up, the most well-known, the most popular, I don't know, is what I assume, and that's the Makeup by Mario. It's the Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. I will tell you, and a lot of people I've seen on their videos say the same thing, they're huge fans, and I am too, of the bronzer. It's the Sculpt, I call it a bronzer. It's the Sculpt product that comes in the little, the round component in the little pot thingy. Anyways, so this is a more of a gel serum type of consistency. In my mind, I think of them as interchangeable, kind of like same concept, but just different formula, different packaging, things like that. So let's go into this one real quick. This one is $36. You do get, let's see, 1.01 fluid ounces of product. It is made in the USA. Let me give you a real quick rundown. It's a multi-use liquid bronzer. So, you know, the makeup industry goes through these phases, right? Like it's all cream bronzers and cream blushes, and then it's all of these powder luminous blushes and these radiant powder. Anyways, I'm just making stuff up now, but truly, like, it goes in phases, and I feel like right now is the liquid bronzer phase. So it is a multi-use liquid bronzer that warms the complexion with a sun-kissed glow. I'm always down for a sun-kissed glow, and softly shapes targeted areas with a sheer, natural, and second skin finish. It is a lightweight bronzing serum developed with 2-in-1 breakthrough packaging. I feel like everyone's hung up on the packaging. Use the pump for all over warmth and the wand for a targeted soft sculpt effect. It hydrates and nourishes with hyaluronic acid and vitamin E while leaving a healthy, soft, blurred effect. So, all right, lots of claims there. Let's move into Saie. So Saie came out with a Dew Bronze, D-E-W. It's a soft focus liquid bronzer. This one was $25, and I did not tell you, the Makeup by Mario I picked up in light medium. I struggled a lot between light and light medium. The demo you're going to see is going to reflect the light one. That sounded funny. I'm going to be using the light one. I ended up needing the light medium. So there is that. For the Saie, I picked up Salt, which is the second lightest. There's a range of about 6 or 7. The lightest, I didn't know if it was going to be too light, and so this one is the cooler toned, but it is still for like fair to light skin tones. So I picked that one up. This is 0.40 ounces, and this one is also, it says made in USA of global materials, whatever that means. So let's go through the details on this one. It's a lightweight buildable liquid cream bronzer. So the Makeup by Mario was a bronzing serum. This is a liquid cream bronzer that blends seamlessly into the skin for a subtly defined bronze with a dewy, soft focus finish. It's vegan, gluten-free, cruelty-free, and recyclable package, which I know all of that is going to be right up quite a few people's alley. It's buildable, blendable, and blurring for a seamless flush of bronzed color that's never streaky, cakey, or orange. So that's a big one right there. All right, let's move into, as I drop the box, let's move into the last one that I picked up. And this is, I'm going to just say, this is my very first Caliray product. And I knew that I wanted to get my hands on this because of what it is. It's the Sundrip Skin Boosting Peptide Serum Bronzer. We've heard that before with the Makeup by Mario being a serum type of bronzer. For reference, this one comes with 1 fluid ounce of product, and it is also made in the USA. Also, the box says it's a clean formula, it's fragrance free, and it's got skincare ingredients. So, and it's recyclable glass. which I know is a big thing these days. So this is the Caliray product. It's $28, which I thought was pretty decent, honestly, for what it is. It's a non-comedogenic peptide serum bronzer that hydrates and blurs skin while providing a streak-free, sheer but buildable, universal sun-kissed glow. So one thing to note is that this only comes in this one shade. There is not a range of options. Later on in the video, I am just, honestly, out of curiosity, I'm going to swatch it on my husband's skin tone and put it up here in this video so that if you are of a deeper complexion than I, you know how it works. Because truly, as I've worn this a couple of times now, and I'm just like, how would this work on a deeper complexion? So more to come on that. Stay tuned. This clean, non-greasy liquid bronzer acts like a serum, delivering skin-loving peptides, antioxidants, and hyaluronic acid that hydrates, blurs, and visibly firms skin. Okay, I don't know about all that, but whatever. Subtle shimmer disappears on application, leaving a luminous bronzy glow, because I'll show it to you here in a second. In the component, it does look a little shimmery. So those are our 3 products that we're gonna go over together. Again, quite the drop of liquid bronzers, but let's start going into swatches now. So let's start off with the Makeup by Mario. Again, I feel like that's the most hyped. I feel like if you've been interested in this product, you've already done your research. But obviously it is part of the, all of these bronzing liquid releases. So, I mean, everybody's been saying this. I've been watching videos too. I didn't used to do that. I didn't used to watch before I'd post, but my posting is so irregular these days that I'm like, you know what? It's fun. I'm just going to watch it. So mine is the same way as everybody else's. It's got like these swirls of what look to be like a very luminous type of highlighty, not consistency, but it just looks pearlescent in there in some areas. So I haven't figured out if I am supposed to like shake it for a while to, you know, get that to kind of mix. I will say that I haven't noticed that it like leaves my skin any type of pearlescent. So I hadn't even noticed it until someone brought it up in a video, to be honest. So the pump and the wand, again, that's what everyone's going crazy for. I will say, because this is such a lightweight product, I would even say it almost kind of feels like a gel, that I prefer to go in with the pump version because it gives me more product to work with, because I do need to use a little bit more than I would typically. Now, I will say with the light, I was having to use like 2 layers. I don't need to go in with near as much with this one, but needless to say, it is still a very light consistency, which then causes it to sheer out, which is in the description. That's not anything that they didn't say. So here's the light medium in case you are wondering. Now, I also want to tell you, between the light and the light medium runs a little bit more red, and I don't typically like that, but I kind of had no choice. The light runs very neutral, and I loved that about that one. Honestly, had it been just a smidge more pigmented, then that's the one I would have stayed with. So here is the Saie version, and this is in the shade Salt. I was a little concerned when I ordered this one because I thought, gosh, I don't really like to do contour. I just like to bronze. And I thought this looks very cool toned. So I wonder if it's going to end up looking too much of a contour. I just was confused as to which one I needed to get. I will say that it is deeper than I thought it was going to be. I probably could have used the very first option, which was, this one is Salt. I don't remember what the first one's called. Anyways, it has since sold out, so I'm guessing it's the most popular. But here's what it looks like. This is definitely more pigmented, more creamy than the Makeup by Mario. But I will say, given that I love the Westman Atelier biscuit little contour stick, and I use that as bronzing all over, and it works for me, I thought, you know what, I'll probably be able to make this one work, and it works just fine. So again, here is the comparison between these two. This one's considered light medium. This is in the shade Salt, which based on the description is fair to light skin tones, I think it was, but it is very opaque. It's very creamy and definitely more pigment than this one. All right, the final one is the Caliray Sundrip. So I'm wondering if you'll be able to see the shimmer that's in there. So all up in here, it does look like it would be very almost sparkly, if you will. But as you heard in the description, once you put it on, that goes away, and I can attest to that. It doesn't, once I start blending it out, I don't find that there's any kind of, you know, residual glitters or shimmers or anything like that. Here is what this one looks like. I'm gonna have to kind of just spread that out so that you can see. All right, so it almost looks like it has a reddish kind of orangey tone to it when you compare it to the others. It is pigmented. I will say, I don't know that it's as pigmented as the Saie, but I do think it's more pigmented than the Makeup by Mario. And as, again, you remember, this one is marketed as a serum, so is the Makeup by Mario. This one claims to have a whole lot of skincare ingredients. I will let you do the research on going to the Sephora site and checking those out, but there were quite a few, and the, you know, benefits of each. So there is that. This one is also the one that only comes in the one and done universal shade. So there's that as well. So here right now, I'll pop up a little video or photo of what it looks like on my husband's complexion or skin tone so that you can see what that really looks like, because I'm super curious, and he's not home yet, but I'm super curious, truly, does it span all skin tones? I don't know. Anyways, these are the three right here. So really, really quick, the one I'm wearing on my face today is the Caliray. You're gonna see, we're gonna put that on together. There's also a separate segment in which I do the Makeup by Mario and Saie like half and half on my face, with that Makeup by Mario being the light version. So keep that in mind as well. Let's go into that segment so that you can see how they applied on me. And then we'll come back for final thoughts, because truly I think my favorite of the three is really gonna surprise you. So let's go to the demo portion and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. So let's start off with this side of the face. We're gonna use the Saie bronzer, the Dew Bronze. Now, obviously you already know this, the comparison or the difference, one of the differences between the two is that this one is applicator only. This one has applicator and pump. So I feel like everyone was captivated by that when it first was previewed. So we're gonna just go ahead and place that there. That is what the instructions say to do. Now, this particular shade is the cooler of the two, and that is going on really, really nicely. Let's go ahead and, I feel like, okay, let's put this back here. And this tone is actually very much what I had hoped it would be. The initial, or the first shade, looked a little bit red toned for me, so, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna be too light. I will tell you right off the bat that this particular product, in comparing to the two, has more grab, if you will. It's not as slippery. And I think part of that's because the Makeup by Mario is a serum type of formula. So it is definitely more shears out quite a bit. It's more forgiving, even though this one is quite a bit forgiving. This is really, really nice. So this is the Makeup by Mario in the shade Light. The light medium, while I think would have been better suited, was a little red toned. So same thing. Let's use applicator version. I do think I like using the pump better because I just pump it out on my hand and I can take what I want. And in fact, let's just do that. I do like that easier or better. And so let's go ahead and take out a pump of this, and I took a full pump. Let me grab my mirror because this is gonna be a little hard. And then just a brush to apply it with. So, like I said, this one I have used before. Do you see how that tone is also very neutral? I don't know that, I mean, I would even consider it like a cooler shade, although I don't think it's marketed as a cooler shade. So again, I will say the light medium, which I think would have been, this one works really nicely, to be honest. The light medium was a little red tone. So let's go ahead and keep placing this. You're gonna notice like they are both very, very similar in tone. And I'm happy with that. I'm really happy. So this one is more forgiving, I feel like. I mean, again, the Saie is also very forgiving, but This one has more slip. It is marketed as more of a serum type of thing. And so, but look, even with the light on my light to light medium skin tone, you can tell still does a very good job. Now, I'm not gonna over blend and over pat here because I also don't wanna wipe it away. I've got still a little bit left here. So let me grab some and just run it down this side of my nose. So I am going out here in a second and I don't wanna look uneven. But you'll notice that one pump, I did that half of my face. So I will say, and I used pretty much all of it, one pump is a little bit, it's not enough for the full face because it shears out so much, but that one pump did quite a bit over here. So you've got the Makeup by Mario side, and then you've got the Saie side over here. Both are very healthy looking. I will say that the Makeup by Mario one looks slightly more healthy. Again, I think it's the consistency. And it is what I've come to know and love from Makeup by Mario products, just the healthy, very glowy look. So yeah, really, really happy with these. But that's how they apply on my skin type, my skin tone. And this is what they look like. Okay, so we're back for like a round 2 demo. A few days ago was when I filmed the demo for the Makeup by Mario and Saie. I've actually got quite a few other things to talk through after this demo because I ended up exchanging the light in the Makeup by Mario for the light medium just because it is so watery that I needed something with a little more pigment. But that being said, since then, my Caliray Sundrip Skin Boosting Peptide Serum Bronzer has come in. I'm gonna tell you, I've already used this once before. So let's go ahead and put this on. And I mean, I'm just gonna spoil it for you in that my first impression was incredibly positive. In fact, well, we'll get into that. I'm about to give it all away. So what I'm gonna do for purposes of this video, just real quick, this is typically what I like to do anyways. I like to just kind of the way I do my foundation is just kind of go in like this. I'm putting a little bit more probably than what I need. And then let's do this. I probably should grab a mirror. And then let's go ahead and blend. Now I will say, and we're going to talk about this more if I haven't already on this video, but this is marketed as like a universal shade. This only comes in the one. On me, this looks lovely. And granted, I did go in with a little bit and you can see it's already making quite the bit of difference. So I would imagine if you go in with more that it would reach or be suitable for a deeper complexion, but how deep, I don't know. So I know there was a lot of flack on Saie for only coming out with a few shades because of the whole deeper skin tone range not being there is what I was reading. But I also wonder if there's going to be any kind of flack on this for being a one and done universal shade. I don't know. I can speak for how it plays on my skin tone. And again, that, like you can tell with the little bit that I have used, it has warmed up my face significantly, but not only that, it has given my face such a lovely glow. And this one, I'm just gonna be honest, out of the three, I find this one the easiest to use, the quickest to blend out, and the one that makes my skin look the nice. I like the finish of it the best, to be honest. So let's grab just a little bit more, go down here. I'm gonna put just a little bit on my hand because that's what I'm gonna use for my nose, but I don't need a lot. And so that makes it really, really nice. I think one thing about the Makeup by Mario is it is so forgiving. It's so watery that like for beginners, it's actually quite perfect. Something like this, I think is pretty easy, but again, a beginner would need to know to use a little bit less and build up. Whereas with the Makeup by Mario, because it's so forgiving, it's so watery, that if you go in with too much, it's so easy to blend out. But look, that is just the tiniest bit that I had placed on my face. And this is how it will wear all day. This is how I wore it yesterday. And in fact, yesterday, I'm out of breath. I also used it as a layer underneath my foundation just to see if it would warm it up even more. And actually the finish was really, really nice. So I didn't want to do that today because most people aren't going to be doing that, right? Like you're going to be using this as kind of like a bronzer substitute. So this is what that looks like on my skin tone. Again, light, medium. Typically light, medium foundations is what I go for unless the range is very condensed, and then I go with light because usually the light is suitable. So that's what that looks like. Do you see how pretty that is? Look, there's even like a little glow. I'm usually messy with how I apply bronzer. That's not the bronzer, that's just the operator. and I can always end up making my cheeks look muddy, but oh my gosh, isn't that just so pretty? Anyways, we got stuff to talk about. Let's compare. That being said, let me walk you through some final thoughts just because I want to let you know which is my favorite out of the three, if I like all three, that kind of thing, just the different aspects for my skin type that I like and or don't like. So let's go into the Makeup by Mario first, the most popular one at this moment. And I like it very much. It's very pretty. I will say, I see this more being as more of a no makeup kind of look because you can use it not only as targeted for bronzing or sculpting, but you can use it all over the face as your basically your one and done in lieu of foundation. And I have done that before. It looks beautiful. It looks very healthy. It looks, it just looks nice. I will say though, that I did use it all day and I found that it started fading over the course of the day. Now I used it in combination with his, hold on, let me pull it over here because I don't remember what it's called. It's the little powder one that came out with his other Sculpt product. It's the Transforming Skin Perfector. So I used this as a little bit of powder over this. It's a beautiful combination. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was really pretty. So I used it like in the middle of my forehead, down my nose. I used just a little bit on the high points of my cheeks and a little bit in the middle of my chin. Again, so pretty, so healthy looking, not greasy, just dewy and healthy looking. But again, come towards, you know, early to mid-afternoon, started fading. So I think overall, my preference is gonna be maybe using this like on weekends, like on a Saturday for a no makeup. I think it's really perfect if you're going to the beach, to the pool, and you want something. You don't wanna go barefaced, but at the same time, you're not looking to do a full face of makeup. It's beautiful also for bronzing. It does add that layer of health to my foundation, but I will say it is very watery, and I don't know that I love that about this product. It is very watery, not even gel feeling. It's more of a watery consistency, and so there are areas that I like to double up just a little bit to add a little oomph, which again is why I had to go for the light medium instead. So it is a very beautiful product. Leave it to him to come out with another hit, but you know, out of the three, this is really not my fave. So moving into Saie, I like this one very much, and I'm a super huge fan of their blushes in the same packaging. So pretty. I think this kind of runs along those same lines as far as giving you that dew. It is kind of almost feels kind of like a gel consistency, but it does, based on the description, I can see where it feels, I do feel it more of a cream than a gel type of formula. I also very much like that it's more pigmented than the Makeup by Mario, that I don't have to go with near as much. It's easy to blend. It's easy to just make look seamless, if you will. And so I'm gonna get a whole lot of use out of this. I like it very much. I still don't think it's the standout of these three. And so I was, again, though, really happy to try this, and I am going to be putting this to very good use. If I had to pick between this and the blushes, though, I think I still like the blushes more. And I know that's not really comparing apples to apples because the blush is obviously a very different, a blush is a different makeup product from a bronzer, but I do still very much like this one. Happy with the shade that I picked up, though I do think I probably could have gone with the lightest one. I'm not sure, but if you are wondering if it is a little more sheer, there is more pigment in here than you think. So if you are on board with Saie products, which they usually release a really good product. So this is no exception. Very happy with this. But the standout for me was the Caliray. I know that's crazy because honestly, I had never tried anything from the brand. I've heard great things about their setting spray, among a couple other things, but I never really took the plunge. It was this that made me want to try something from the brand. And you guys, I feel like this is going to be my go-to for the summer. Have used this a couple of different ways. So yesterday, I laid this down as an all-over base before I went with foundation, honestly, to kind of warm up my foundation. So after doing that, then I went over top as I would use this as a regular bronzer, and the way I showed you in the demo earlier. And it looked so good. Today I didn't do that. I didn't go in with this as a base. I literally just did it as you saw. That was today, that demo. And this thing leaves my skin looking luminous without being glittery or shimmery. I will say when I first start going in with it, I can see almost like and this is gonna, I hope this doesn't sound bad or turn some of y'all off to this product, but almost a slight metallic kind of finish that dissipates once I blend it out. It feels like it just, I don't have to do a lot of work with this one. Not to say I do with the others, but there is something you just know, right? Like we're all so different in our skin types and what we like to see in a product on our skin. And this just gives my skin such a sun-kissed glow with looking seamless, healthy, put together. I don't feel like sometimes you just look at your face and you're like, I don't know that I love what's happening on my face. And the 2 times I have used this, I have been absolutely floored with how good my face looks all day long. And I have used 2 different foundation products or base products on my face since using this. So I have varied it up at least a little bit and have been so happy with the results. So that being said, this for me was the clear winner out of the 3. Again, I love all 3. We'll put all 3 to use, but truly this was the standout for me. This is my favorite, though all 3 are amazing if you were in the market for something along those lines and you kind of know what each one of them, like consistency wise and how they performed on me. I know we're, again, all so different. So hope that was some sort of helpful. I feel like I rambled on a lot. Now I'm out of breath, but I will leave you a scripture verse on the screen just to motivate you, encourage you, and tell you that Jesus loves you. Thanks again for stopping by, hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, friends. Bye.